Okay, so now let's talk about market failure. So, market failure is all about how markets might not allocate resources in a way that maximizes society's living standards. So, things don't always go to plan in a free market, and that gives us market failure. So, this is pretty much when the market fails to allocate resources in a way that maximizes living standards. So simple as that. That is the definition of market failure. So there's quite a few market failures to think about. So externalities, public goods, common access resources, asymmetric info, and government failure. Okay, the way that governments can intervene, they can put taxes on stuff. So this is especially relevant to externalities. They can subsidize goods with positive externalities. There's quotas. So then, for example, overfishing. There might be like only a certain number of fish you can catch every day. Or for negative externalities, only a certain amount of these goods can be produced. Bans. So just being like total bans. So saying consumption of this good or service is illegal. So for example, illicit drugs are completely banned because of the negative externalities they pose to society. And other things they can do, obviously, permits, making sure that people get a permit, or creating a barrier to entry, so just making it more difficult for people to engage in a certain activity and so on. Okay, so let's say there is a subsidy. So let's say the government subsidizes a certain good or service. Oh, I should probably draw this then. I thought I already drew them. Okay, so government subsidizes. This makes it cheaper to produce that good, lowers production costs, makes suppliers more willing and able to supply. So supply two. Creates a surplus. Price is lowered, and then lower priced, higher quantity. So the purpose of this is to make these goods with positive externalities more accessible to society by making them lower price and a higher quantity sold. Quota. If there's a quota, if the government says there is a limit on how much you can supply, so if the government says, hey, there's a limit now on how much you can supply, that pretty much says that, well, you're not allowed to supply as much. So supply has to shift left for all given prices. So less supply at any given price because there's a quota. So suppliers just cannot produce as much. Shortage. So this leads to higher price sold at a lower quantity. So you're trying to reduce the production of that. And that's it.